Hello there, Alleghany Jam kids, Guitar 1 class in particular. I'm here with a guitar at the ready, and we're going to learn the chords to Mississippi Sawyer. I think you've been working on that with Miss Maggie, and I'm going to go through those chords with you in the key of D. So first of all, though, what I want to do is look at each string and think about what they're called, because that's always a good thing. The first string is, you think it's the thinnest or the thickest? I'll tell you, it's the thinnest string and closest to the ground, and it's an E. So let's just find that first string, and you can check your tuning while we do that. So first string is an E. The highest note you got with an open string. An open string, does everybody know what that means? Open string means you're not mashing it down with your left hand. You're not fretting a note. You're just picking it the long, an open sound. So it rings really nice. First string E. Now I'm going to go to the second string. Anybody know what name that is? A B. Good. And I'm going to keep going to the thicker strings. The third string is a G. And a lot of melodies we'll be doing down the road. The fourth string is a really important string this time because we're playing in the key of D, and you're right, that's a D. Great. So that's going to be our main bass in a D chord. The fifth string, getting thicker each time. The A note is going to be very important too because we're going to use an A chord also. Could be an A7 too, but we'll do A today. And then the lowest note you have on the guitar, a powerful note, is, I wonder if you know what it is, an E. Right, and you have a first string E, a high E, and you have a low E, the sixth string. Yeah, our cat Eleanor loves that when she's walking in, when she hears that low note. There she goes, you can hear her jingling about. She loves E. So the sixth string is E, and when we play a G chord, we're gonna have to, I'm gonna go ahead and show you, we're gonna walk up, picking that low bass, and I'm gonna put my first finger on the second fret, and go ahead and my second finger on the third fret and put in a G chord. And it looks like kind of a triangle laying down a little bit. So we're going to do a walk in there later. Up, open, 2 and 3 on the bass. That's sixth string. But let's find our D chord to start with, because we're going to be playing a D chord and a G chord and an A chord. So D chord, I'll describe it for the guitar folks. We always try to remember which string, which finger, which fret. So for a D chord, I'll start with my first finger, third string, second fret. So I'm going to play that note, open first, open string, and I put it on the second fret. Ah, there it is, first finger, third string, second fret. Now I'm going to put my second finger on the first string, second fret. So they're right across from each other. And then I got one more to go. My third finger goes on the actual D note. It's the third fret, third finger, and it's the second string. And it sounds beautiful. That's the D chord, and that's the key we're in for Mississippi Sawyer. A great fiddle tune, and a lot of fiddlers play that one, so it's really good to be able to back up that tune. And I think I may do another post flat picking it for the Guitar 2 folks there. And you could look at that too and give it a go. So anyway, there's my D chord and the fourth string. What I want you to work on, first just strum that from the fourth string a few times and listen to what that sounds like. You hear that nice D bass? I'm just strumming from 4, 3, 2, and 1. Letting gravity, my hand just relaxes and falls down, get a beautiful strum. Right, so we're strum a chord, and we would pick, if you pick single notes, that's picking a melody. So we're strumming this chord, but I'm going to try to get you to do the fourth string by itself, a bass, and then strum 3 strings. So bass, fourth string, D, and strum. So we're going to start with just doing that main bass. We call that's the name of the chord, a D. So that's the first chord in the fiddle tune, Mississippi Sawyer. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our next chord. The next chord that rolls around in Mississippi Sawyer is a G chord. Now, again, which string, which finger, which fret? So I'm going to say my first, let's go ahead and get the main bass down there. The second finger on the low sixth string, third fret. That gives you a nice low G. You have a third string open G, so you can kind of check it with that. Low string, sixth string, the thickest string, the closest to your chin, third fret. Good. And then my first finger goes on the fifth string, second fret. And then I have the first string, third fret with my third finger. So you got a kind of a stretchy chord there. And some people like to get the bass first and get the other fingers, let them kind of fall in place, like they're leading the way. It says, I got the bass, y'all fall in place. And that's a little rhyme too. I've never said that before, but I think that's good. So I get the bass, and then just strum, maybe still jump over there and just strum 2 or 3 strings. Let's just try that main bass in G, sixth string, and strum a few the high strings. So you kind of got low strings and high strings. Right, there's your G chord. It's going to be the second chord in Mississippi Sawyer. Eleanor's coming back in here. She likes the G chord too. You see her feet walking around. Now let's go back to that D chord, see if you remember what it looks like. And it's kind of like a flipped up triangle. We had some kids, we were calling it the ice cream cone. You could put something almost like a little cup there, triangular cup. So I'll pick the 4th string in the D chord, nice and slow. Just pick that main bass a few times, maybe 4 times. And now we'll go to that G chord, get that bass way over there, 2nd finger, 3rd fret. And you got the 3rd fret on the high string too with the 3rd finger. Then you can get that 1st finger, low bass, and jump over there and strum those high strings again. Very beautiful. Do maybe 4 times. Back to D. 4th string bass. Beautiful, nice and easy going. Then we're going to have the big finish of the first part of Mississippi Sawyer. Goes D chord for 1 pick strum, and you got to go to an A chord, and let's look at what that looks like. Which finger, which string, which fret. One more time. We're on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, all on the 2nd fret. And there's a lot of ways people do that. Some people just kind of flatten the finger out, and it depends on your hand and what you can do. What I usually do is use my 1st finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret, my 2nd finger on the 3rd string, and my 3rd finger on the 2nd string. And you can kind of let your hand, notice how my hand can kind of really go all over. You can kind of let your hand relax and go in a lot of different angles. So I really take it around pretty far this way, like I'm, get my fingers side by side. So I see how far I'm taking my elbow out. So try that A chord. The 5th string's my A bass, so you got a nice low bass and a pick strum there. But it's very quick on the Mississippi Sawyer. You just have 1 little pick strum there. Some people go early and get a little more, but right now we'll try doing D for 1 pick strum and A for 1 pick strum and back to D. And that'll be the first part's ending and the second part's ending. So it sounds like this. Here's D really slow. 1, 2, here's my D, D, strum, A, strum, D, and then you're done with the part. So I'm going to do the whole first part, and I have to go ahead and tell you ahead of time, the second part is just D and A chord, back and forth, with that same ending, the D with the quick A, and back to D. So here's the first part, and I'm going to play it on the mandolin for you after we get this going here. So we're doing it just the main bass and the strum right now, and I may give you a walk to try before we wind up, but let's just do it with the main bass. So just think about this for a second. Okay, D chord looks sort of like a triangle, a flipped, upside down triangle, right? And G looks kind of like a triangle, got kind of spread way out, and you can remember that 3rd fret low and 3rd fret high, and add that 1st finger. And then A is all the 2nd fret in a row, 4, 3, and 2, right? And my fingers just 1, 2, and 3. So straight across. Let's see here. Okay, so let's try that one time. So D chord, before we do the tune, one more time, just the D chord one time. And 4th string bass. G, 3rd fret on the outside strings, and get that 1st finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string. G, and the A chord straight in a row, 2, 2, 2 on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Back to D. So here's the first part. I'll have a little count in, and it has a little pickup. The fiddler will probably go da 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 da. So it comes in on the 1, 2, 3, fiddle playing. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just imagine the fiddle comes in, I'll sing the melody, and we'll come in on the first beat. So 1, 2, 3. Here's the D, 4th string and strum. 4 times the G chord. That 6th string over and over that main bass. 4 times back to D. Da, 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 dum. Stay in D. We're going to quick D, 1 D, 1 A, back to D, and we're starting over. Da 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 G. Da 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 da. Nice and relaxed. Back to D. And stay in D for 1 time. 1 D, 1 A, back to the second part. Starts here, it's D. Da, ba, 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 da, 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 A. Da, 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 D. Ba, ba, da, da, ba, ba, da, 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 D and A. Back to D. And we'll repeat that second part. Da, da, da. String bass, straight in a row on the 2nd fret. And you can try alternate bass in a minute. Back to D, 4th string for D. Ba, 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 ba. D, 1 A, and 1 D. So something to try there. You got it. That sounds great. You're doing wonderful. And just remember, kind of think of those shapes and which string to hit the bass, because you hit a bass, it gives you a little time to let that little triangle fall in there, or the G, get those outside strings, and one finger comes in. The A, think all kind of smooshed into the second fret. Think about that shape of your elbow, your wrist, where to go. Relax. And smile every now and then. That always helps it sound better. So let me give you, just to do that without walks, let's just think about doing the D chord with the 4th string and then the 5th string. So you could get an alternate bass like a bass player. The G chord, you could just do the 6th string and maybe the 5th string. Just stay to the next string. You got to go higher there. Back to D. D, you could do 4 and 5, just the one next door. And then you're going to stay in that D for one pick strum, 4 and a strum, A, 5 and a strum, you got to get right back to D. So that's the first part. And I'm going to give you one walk to try. If you pick the 5th string open and the 2nd fret 5th string, go to the 4th string, kind of a little turnaround to start that part again. So open, 2 on the 5th string, and then the D. So here's the first part, da, 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 with the alternate bass. 4 and 5, G chord, 6 and 5. I'm strumming those high strings, kind of like a trampoline jump. Back to D, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. Stay in D, one more pick strum, D, A, 5th strum, back to D, and try that walk. Open, 2, 5, repeating that first part, and the G chord, 3rd fret on the outside strings. You could do 6 and 5, some other bass, back to D, 4 and 5. Sounds good. Now stay in that D for one more pick strum, D and A and D. And now you can do that walk, 2nd part, stay in D, D, lots of D, and I'm doing that 4 and 5, A chord. And try maybe 5 and 6 for the other part. Give it a little, that sounds beautiful, that low bass. Back to D, 4 and 5, 4 and 5, D and A. Let's try that bass walk, 5th string open 2, open 2, D, start the 2nd part again. Ba ba da da da, A, 5 and 6. That low alternate bass, back to D. Beautiful. And the A, wait for it, D and A and D. All right, now what I'm going to do is get the mandolin. Got my trusty mandolin over here. I'll have to reach over and get it. And I think it's going to be in tune, if we're lucky, in the key of D. Maybe we'll see. Oh, there it is. And this is old 1921. This goes back about as far as I do. I don't go quite back that far, thank goodness. But some days I feel like I'm as old as this mandolin, but some days I feel good. And today's a day I feel good, especially when I play music. You know. So here I'm going to play the melody, and I want y'all to try to play along with me when you're watching this video. I'll go nice and slow. Just remember the chords. You got D for 4 times, right? Then G for 4 times, back to D. Then you got to wait and do that one D and a quick A back to D. That's the first part. 2nd part is a lot of D, stay in D, A for 4 times, back to D, 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 and D, D, quick A and D. Pretty easy. Kind of, you can make that the words, but I'll have a little pickup. Say I'm a fiddler, I might go 1, 2, 3, and then I'd start right with the pickup, okay? So I'm gonna do it a little slower than that. So when I go ba-da-bum, that high note is when you would be hitting your first bass, okay? So I'd be going pick, strum, we'll go slower. That's the D and G. G will go about half that speed. So it'll be like about pick, strum, let's see, it'll be like about this speed. So I'll do potatoes. Here we go, Mississippi Sawyer in the key of D. Start. G, D, stay in D, quick A, back to D. I'm starting on the first part again. That sounds great. Don't forget to smile. G chord. Relax. D. Hold that D. D, quick A, and D, the 2nd part. D. A. Back to D. might do more notes. D. D and A. One more time. First part. You know the chords. Alternate those basses sometimes. The first part. Beautiful. D, A, and the second part. A. Repeat the second part. A. D. One last time. I might play it low. See what happens. So start the first part. First part again. G. Be steady. D. D and A and D. I'll go back high, second part. You know the chords. You're smiling, relaxing. People might be dancing. Repeat the second part. A. Here we go. D, A, and a big strum. Oh, Eleanor came back in for the big finish. Thanks, Eleanor. She liked that big finish. That sounds great. So relax and get those three chords. You're in the key of D. A D, a G, and an A, and try to play the main bass, know where those strings are, and then try to alternate the bass. And mainly plays nice and slow and steady, because the fiddler will be depending on you for keeping everybody right in that beat. So you're doing great, and I enjoy that guitar. It's a great instrument. I've been playing one for a long time, and I never get tired of how wonderful it sounds. So thanks for tuning in, and y'all practice a lot. I'll send you something else soon. Thanks.